Genetics, the one thing that dictates your life before it's even started.
Especially in the gym. I'm going to be discussing the difference between good genetics and bad bodybuilding genetics. This includes building strength, building muscle, and looking aesthetically pleasing. Genetics play a significant role in how you look. I mean, around 70% of the way you're gonna look is dictated by your genetics. When it comes to building muscle, building strength, and looking aesthetic, it all comes down to your genetics. That may be an unfortunate truth, but that's not to say you can't build an impressive physique just because you don't have good bodybuilding genetics. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be diving into explaining the difference between signs of good genetics and signs of bad genetics. There's a huge gray area when it comes to genetics. Some people may check the boxes in some categories while others don't. Some people may look like they have bad genetics, but in reality they may have good genetics. It really is ambiguous that genetics play a significant role in determining how you do certain things and dictating how you look. Let me give you a quick example. If me and Conor McGregor were to train exactly the same, sleep exactly the same, and was on the same exact diet, had the same mindset, the sad reality is that will make no difference to me being remotely close to being a UFC champion, just based off our difference in genetics. And yeah, you might say that Conor is really hard working, but if Conor McGregor did not have the God-gifted talents, the genetics, there's a pretty high chance that he will not be Conor McGregor. Although you may work hard, although you may do everything right, at the end of the day, your genetics play a really important role in determining the course of whatever you're trying to pursue. And this could go for any area in life, not just the gym. Maybe your intelligence level, how good you're at something. But the first and most obvious indicator that you have good genetics is how fast you can build muscle. Some people just have a lot of fast twitching muscle fibers. Maybe they play sports when they were growing up. Maybe they inherited some gifted talents from their athletic parents. And it does really take someone with bad genetics to pack on the same amount of muscle tissue in, let's say, 2 to 3 years than someone with good genetics can pack on within 6 months of training. That is the power of genetics. The same goes for strength. If you're unable to get past the strength plateau, there's high chances that you do not have the best genetics to build in strength. However, that's not to say you can't get past that plateau. There are many ways of getting past the strength plateau, like increasing your intensity, but some people just have freaky genetics that they can keep adding on weight every week, like every 10 pounds every week. That's just how it is. But it's not a limiting factor though. It's not a limiting factor for you to gain strength or building muscle. You can definitely build muscle and strength, and you can definitely get past that plateau. The only thing is that it's just going to be harder for you if you have bad genetics. Another really significant factor is your bone structure when it comes to having good genetics or not. We are all born with different bone structures, which cannot be changed no matter what you do or what you take. People with good genetics have wide clavicles and of course a smaller waist. This right here is what gives an aesthetic look, which by the fitness industry is classified as good genetics. Some people are just gifted with tiny waist and wide shoulders, and once they decide to hit the gym and pack on some muscle, they look unbelievable. But whereas some people may add the same amount of muscle or maybe more, but without the correct bone structure, they won't look as good as someone with the right bone structures. They won't have that aesthetic look. If you don't have a tiny waist or wide clavicles, that doesn't mean you still can't look aesthetic. It doesn't mean you can't build an impressive physique. I really want to let you know that genetics is all to building an impressive physique. I mean, it's part of it, but not all. As long as you're targeting the muscles that add to your V-taper. Another way to see if you have good bodybuilding genetics or genetics in general is what they call your muscle bellies and muscle insertion. For people that doesn't know what muscle insertions are, it's basically how your muscles look on you personally. Alright, if we compare me and Arnold Schwarzenegger, as you can see, I have bad trap genetics, I have bad trap muscle insertions, and you can literally see my collarbone. Muscle insertions play an ever crucial role. It doesn't determine how much muscle you can put on or how much strength you can build, just determine how muscles look on you. People with the same amount of muscles put next to each other won't look the same because of the muscle insertions. They will look different with the same amount of muscle. That still doesn't mean you cannot build an impressive physique. That just means you're gonna look different compared to C-Bum or Arnold. All these guys have insane or realistic genetics. They post the best pictures of themselves with good pump and good lighting. A lot of guys I see online with these insane physiques are taking performance enhancing drugs, aka steroids. Like my example with Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman is an 8-time Mr. Olympian champion. You cannot be a Mr. Olympia without taking steroids. That's obvious. That's not to say that he was only winning Mr. Olympia because he was taking steroids. Most people who take what Ronnie's taking won't look as close to how he looks. Like nobody will look as close to that. He stayed at 0.33% body fat for a whole year. That's just his genetics responding very well to the drug that he's taking. Obviously, I'm natural, I don't take anything, and I wouldn't know how my body would respond to PEDs. As of this month, I've been lifting for a year. At the end of the day, you can tell if you have good genetics or bad just by looking at yourself like when you were younger, like 10 to 12-year-old. Were you a really muscular kid? If you were, there's 90% chance that you have good bodybuilding genetics. But I've seen some people that were skin and bones when they were younger, but they had a crazy transformation where they decide to pack on some muscle. Please, don't take this video as a discouragement. There's a massive gray area when it comes to genetics. You can never really tell if you have good or bad bodybuilding genetics or ability to build an aesthetic, impressive physique. Anyone on planet Earth who goes to the gym consistently and follows a strict workout program that suits to their liking for at least a year, bro, you will be unbelievable what results you will see. You can click the first link in the description below to fill out a survey and get your personalized workout program for free. No charges, just for free. I'm helping you. I don't get nothing from this. Don't focus on things which you can't control, like your genetics. Instead, focus on things which you can control, like increasing your knowledge about fitness, health, inspiring other people to get into the gym. Focus on building yourself as a person. Throughout this video, you've been saying to yourself that you think you have good bodybuilding genetics. Even though if you do, you can't just rely on that only. You still have to put in the work after all.